This is week 28, day one of the Bible in a Year Live podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we'll be reading 2 Kings 14 and 2 Chronicles 25. Be sure to join us each Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m. where we discuss what we've read. The details for this Zoom meeting can be found in the description below. Let's read. King Amaziah of Judah. Jehoahaz's son, King Joash. Jehoahaz's son, King Jehoash, was in his second year as king of Israel when King Amaziah, son of Joash of Judah, began to rule. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to rule, and he ruled for 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother was Jehoadin from Jerusalem. He did what Yahweh considered right, but not exactly what his ancestor David had done. He did everything his father Joash had done, but the illegal places of worship were still not torn down. The people continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense at these worship sites. As soon as he had a firm control of the kingdom, he executed the officials who had killed his father, the former king. But he didn't execute their children. He obeyed Yahweh's command written in the book of Moses' teachings. Parents must never be put to death for the crimes of their children, and children must never be put to death for the crimes of their parents. Each person must be put to death for his own crime. Amaziah killed 10,000 Edomites in the Dead Sea region, and he took the city of Selah in battle. He gave it the name Joktheel, which is still its name today. King Amaziah's defeat and death. Then Amaziah sent messengers to King Jehoash, son of Jehoahaz, and grandson of Jehu of Israel, to declare war on Israel. King Jehoash of Israel sent this message to King Amaziah of Judah. A thistle in Lebanon sent a message to a cedar in Lebanon. It said, "Let your daughter marry my son." But a wild animal from Lebanon came along and trampled the thistle. You certainly defeated Edom, and now you have become arrogant. Enjoy your fame, but stay home. Why must you invite disaster and your own defeat and take Judah with you? But Amaziah wouldn't listen. So King Jehoash of Israel attacked, and King Amaziah of Judah met him in the battle at Beth Shemesh in Judah. Israel defeated the army of Judah, and the Judeans fled to their homes. King Jehoash of Israel captured King Amaziah, son of Joash and grandson of Ahaziah, king of Judah, at Beth Shemesh and went to Jerusalem. He tore down a 600-foot section of the wall around Jerusalem from Ephraim Gate to Corner Gate. He took all the gold, silver, and all the utensils he found in Yahweh's temple and in the royal place treasury. He took also hostages. Then he returned to Samaria. Isn't everything else but Jehoash? What he did, his heroic acts when he fought against King Amaziah of Judah, written in the official records of the kings of Israel. Jehoash lay down in death and with his ancestors and was buried with the kings of Israel in Samaria. His son Jeroboam succeeded him as king. Joash's son, King Amaziah of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Jehoahaz's son, King Jehoash of Israel. Isn't everything else about Amaziah written in the official records of the kings of Judah? Conspirators in Jerusalem plotted against him, so he fled to Lachish. But they sent men to Lachish after him and killed him there. They brought him back by horse, and he was buried in Jerusalem, in the city of David, with his ancestors. All the people of Judah took Azariah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in place of his father Amaziah. Azariah rebuilt Elad and returned it to Judah after King Amaziah lay down in death with his ancestors. King Jeroboam II of Israel. Joash's son Amaziah was in his 15th year as king of Judah when Joash's son, King Jehoram of Israel, began to rule in Samaria. Jeroboam ruled for 41 years. He did what Yahweh considered evil. He didn't turn away from any of the sins that Jeroboam, Nebat's son, led Israel to commit. He restored Israel's boundaries from the border of Hamath to the Dead Sea, as Yahweh Elohim of Israel predicted through his servant Jonah, the prophet from Gath, Hefer, and the son of Amittai. Yahweh did this because he saw how bitterly everyone in Israel was suffering. No slave or free person could help Israel, since Yahweh had said he was not going to wipe out Israel's name completely. He saved them through Jeroboam, son of Joash. Isn't everything else about Jeroboam? Everything he did, his heroic acts when he fought, how he recovered Damascus and Hamath for Israel, written in the official records of the kings of Israel? Jeroboam lay down in death with his ancestors, the kings of Israel. His son Zechariah succeeded him as king.
2 Chronicles 25. Names of God Bible. King Amaziah of Judah. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to rule, and he ruled for 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother was Jehoadan from Jerusalem. He did what Yahweh considered right, but he did not do it wholeheartedly. As soon as he had firm control over the kingdom, he executed the officials who killed his father, the former king. But he didn't execute their children. He obeyed Yahweh's command written in the book of Moses' teachings. Parents must never be put to death for the crimes of their children, and children must never be put to death for the crimes of their parents. Each person must be put to death for his own crime. Amaziah called the people of Judah together and assigned them by families to regiment and battalion commanders for all of Judah and Benjamin. He organized those who were at least 20 years old and found that he had 300,000 of the best men for the army, those who could handle a spear and a shield. He also hired 100,000 soldiers from Israel for 7,500 pounds of silver. But a man of Elohim came to him and said, "Your Majesty, Israel's army must not go with you, because Yahweh isn't with Israel. He's not with these men from Ephraim. If you go into battle with them, no matter how courageous you are, Elohim will use the enemy to defeat you, because Elohim has the power to help you or to defeat you." Amaziah asked the man of Elohim, "What should I do about the 7,500 pounds of silver I gave the troops from Israel?" The man of Elohim answered, "Yahweh can give you much more than that." Then Amaziah dismissed the troops that had come to him from Ephraim, but they became furious with Judah and returned home. Amaziah courageously led his troops. When he came to the Dead Sea region, he killed 10,000 men from Seir. The Judeans captured another 10,000 alive, took them to the top of a cliff, and threw them off the top of the cliff so that they were dismembered. The troops that Amaziah sent back so that they couldn't go with him into battle raided the towns in Judah from Samaria to Beth Horon. They killed 3,000 people and took a lot of goods. King Amaziah's sin leads to his defeat. After Amaziah came back from defeating the Edomites, he brought the gods of the people of Seir, set them up as his gods, bowed down to them, and burned sacrifices to them. Yahweh became angry with Amaziah. He sent him a prophet who asked him, "Why do you dedicate your life to serving the gods of those people? Those gods couldn't save their own people from you." As he was talking, The king asked him, "Did we make you an advisor to the king? Stop. Do you want me to have you killed?" The prophet stopped. He said, "I know that Elohim has decided to destroy you because you did this, but you refused to listen to my advice." After getting advice from his advisors, King Amaziah of Judah sent messengers to King Joash, son of Jehoahaz, and grandson of Jehu of Israel, to declare war on Israel. King Joash of Israel sent this message to King Amaziah of Judah. A thistle in Lebanon sent a message to a cedar in Lebanon. It said, "Let your daughter marry my son." But a wild animal from Lebanon came along and trampled the thistle. You say you defeated Edom, and now you've become arrogant enough to look for more fame. Stay home. Why must you invite disaster and your own defeat and take Judah with you? But Amaziah wouldn't listen. Elohim made this happen because he wanted to hand over the Judeans to Jehoash because they had sought help from Edom's gods. So King Jehoash of Israel attacked, and King Amaziah of Judah met him in battle at Beth Shemesh in Judah. Israel defeated the army of Judah, and the Judeans fled to their homes. King Jehoash of Israel captured King Amaziah, son of Jehoash, son of Joash, and grandson of Ahaziah of Judah, at Beth Shemesh and brought him to Jerusalem. He tore down a 600-foot section of the wall around Jerusalem from Ephraim Gate to Corner Gate. He took all the gold and silver and all the utensils he found in Elohim's temple with Obed-Edom and in the royal palace treasury. He also took hostages. Then he returned to Samaria. Josh's son, King Amaziah of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Jehoahaz, son King Jehoash of Israel. Isn't everything else about Amaziah from beginning to end written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel? After Amaziah turned away from Yahweh, conspirators in Jerusalem plotted against him. Amaziah fled to Lachish, but they sent men to Lachish after him and killed him. They brought him back by horse and buried him in the city of Judah with his ancestors. The word of God.